In the early 70s, Pink Floyd would be given the bill for accidentally killing over 100 fish during a gig they played. There's been rumors as to why the fish died, so let's sort through it in today's video. On May 15, 1971, Pink Floyd would play the Crystal Palace Bowl. The bowl had been constructed 10 years prior in 1961. The site where the concert was played was called the Crystal Palace, which was constructed in 1851 to host the first iteration of the World Expo. It eventually transformed into the Crystal Palace Bowl by 1961. It was a concrete arch structure adjacent to a small pond with the audience on one side of the water. The first decade of the venue saw it playing host to classical music, but by the 70s, thanks to an up-and-coming promoter, Harvey Goldsmith, more modern artists would play the venue. Goldsmith would organize a festival called the Garden Party, taking inspiration from Woodstock. Pink Floyd would play the Garden Party, and they would be joined by Quiver, Mountain, and The Faces. Just a side note, guys, Goldsmith would later go on to set up Live Aid in the mid-80s with Bob Geldof. With Pink Floyd headlining that night, they would enlist an inflatable octopus with the plan that the prop would inflate during the band's set, along with a fireworks display. Well, as you can imagine, things didn't exactly go according to plan. As Pink Floyd began to take the stage, they were met with a torrential downpour. The audience members took refuge under plastic sheets or headed for the beer and food tents, and the band simply played on. It had long been rumored that Pink Floyd played one note so loud that it killed all the fish in the pond adjacent to the stage. The story first got popular thanks to author Nicholas Schaffner, who wrote the biography A Saucerful of Secrets: The Pink Floyd Odyssey. He would write about the Crystal Palace Bowl show. The performance climaxed with the emergence of a 50-foot inflatable octopus shrouded in dry ice from the little lake separating the audience from the stage, while fireworks exploded overhead. Unfortunately, the music's volume was such that the real fish in the lake expired from the trauma, he would write. In reality, the fish most likely died due to other reasons. It wasn't uncommon for members of the audience to swim in the pond adjacent to the stage to get a closer look, or in the case of the Pink Floyd show, once the rain let up, the grounds were sweltering and some spectators jumped in the lake to cool off. In the same lake was the inflatable octopus with 25-foot long tentacles. The band was going to inflate the octopus during their set, and little did the band and their crew realize that the swimmers in the pond damaged the octopus. The band's crew used explosive sulfur flares and dumped dry ice in the lake to create a smoke effect, but they failed to inflate the octopus. Instead, they would kill all the fish in the pond. It was also said that the lilies nearby were also killed. Pink Floyd drummer Nick Mason would write in his 2011 book Inside Out, A Personal History of Pink Floyd, "It came rearing out of the lake. The moment would have been improved if a number of overenthusiastic and mind-altered fans had not stripped off and taken to the water." In scenes reminiscent of 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, he continued, he would add, "These lunatics got tangled with the air pipes and threatened to spoil the performance by thoughtlessly drowning." Following the show, the Greater London Council was pissed off about everything that transpired, and they would end up handing a bill to Pink Floyd to replace all the fish killed. NPR would report in 2017 that there was a new species of shrimp named after Pink Floyd that can kill fish by simply making a noise. But contrary to what you might think, the name has nothing to do with the urban legend of the band's volume killing the fish, but rather the color of the shrimp claw, which is pink. That does it for today's video, guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again on Rock and Roll True Stories. Take care.